guys, hope you're doing well. Today I am going to be doing a first impression. Now if you guys have seen my birthday haul that I put at the end of last week, I got quite a few bits and pieces, and with some money that I got I picked up some makeup products. So I wanted to kind of do like a first impression on quite a few makeup products, but also in the haul I got loads of the Real Technique brushes. One of them I have used, but the rest of them are completely brand new, so it's kind of a first impression of these as well, even though I know how one of them kind of works. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing kind of, as I said, like a full face makeup first impression video. So I'm just going to go in with one of my cotton pads, and I'm going to be using the Simple Purifying Cleansing Lotion. I've been using this for just under a week now, and I do really like it actually. As I said in my birthday haul, I have used it before, but I've been trying to use it almost every day, and my skin's pretty good anyway, but I have actually seen quite a big difference already within only a week. I find that my makeup kind of has been applying a lot better than if I wasn't to kind of like cleanse and tone my face first. And then you just go in with the facial toner, again just using one cotton pad, kind of lift upwards. This is obviously just to get rid of the lotion, but also if there's any kind of like gunk and things that's left on your face. I'm just going to go in with my Simple Kind Eye Soothing Balm. Again, I've used these products the last week or so, so I know how these are. So you don't need an awful lot. I just tend to apply it onto my finger. As you can see, it comes with a little squeezy nozzle, and all I'm doing is the finger I'm putting it onto, I'm just applying it straight under my eyes, and I am kind of just wiping, and what I'll do with this is actually dries quite fast, which is nice because I find a lot of kind of under eye products, they kind of sit there and they don't dry very quickly. But I do really like that. Again, I got this in a 3 for 2. I don't know whether or not this is still on offer. If I can find any, I will link them down below. I'm just going to kind of pat this in rather than just wiping it, because I find with creams and things, if you wipe it, it's just going to wipe straight off your skin. It's not going to kind of sink into the skin like it's supposed to. So this is just a moisturiser I've had for a while. I haven't really used it very often, but it's the Nivea Light Moisturising Day Cream. And my last little product I'm going to go in just to kind of prime my face with is the Body Shop Lip Butter. This is the coconut version. So I'm now just going to go in with a primer. Now this primer I've only actually used a couple of times since I've got it, but I do really like it. This was again in my haul, and as I have used it with my No. 7 foundation that I recently bought, and I do really like it. This is kind of more of an illuminating, so it probably isn't going to work so well with the foundation that I'm using, but I am going to kind of give it a go because I do actually really like it. It's a really thin serum. It comes out almost in a bright pinky colour, as you can see, same colour as what it is in the tube. And yeah, you don't need a lot of it. I wouldn't suggest putting it all over the face. I would probably recommend working the T-zone, your chin area, and kind of around like the tops of your cheeks, just because it's not too thick, but obviously putting moisturiser and things on underneath, it's gonna kind of gunk it up a little bit more. Now kind of getting into more of the first impressions, I'm gonna start off with a palette that I bought. All of this was put in my birthday haul, so go and check that out before you watch this, just so you kind of get a rough idea. So yeah, I picked this up myself. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Base Corrector palette. Now, I filmed a video last week, but I decided not to put it up just because I didn't feel like it was good enough. Now, a lot of these products I did use, so for me this isn't a full first impression, but only using it the second time, for me, I still think it's more of a first impression. So this is what it looks like. These are all cream correctors. If you don't know a lot about the different colours, salmons are to counteract with dark under eye circles. Green is also to counteract with any redness. As you can see, I do suffer with redness around my jaw and my cheek areas, and again, any spots or anything. Purple is if you have any yellow undertones, and yellow is also to kind of brighten any dull areas. So I would probably suggest, after using maybe the salmon, going in with the yellow just to kind of brighten up the under eye more. You've also got a white, which I assume is maybe more like a cream highlighter. And then you've also got kind of pinks and things as well, so you can kind of work in as if you wanted to do maybe like a blush underneath almost. Now, I'm not going to go in with one of my new brushes because I don't really have any small brushes to work with, so I'm going to go in with my Duo concealer brush. Now, this was a brush I actually used last week when I did try this out. So I'm going to go in straight away with the salmon colour. I'm going to use this under my eyes. As you can see, I do really suffer with not so much under my eyes, but my eyelids are very dark compared to the rest of my skin. But I will apply some corrector to that afterwards. So you probably can't see it. I will zoom you in if I can. But as you can see, you can probably just about see it, to be honest. It's really creamy, and you actually get a lot off the brush. I wasn't expecting so much. On one part, just blend that in first and then kind of going with the next part. So again, I'm not going to use a new brush just because I don't have loads of them. Like, I have more specific brushes. I'm going to go in with my You Spicy brush. I don't know what these are called because they come in a collection. I believe this was kind of more of like a compact round foundation brush, as you can see. But this was a brush I used last week and it did like a really good job. So yeah, this is a lot better. I would definitely recommend doing one bit first and then blending it in. Obviously the corrector isn't going to blend in completely because you don't want it to, because obviously if you blend it in too much, it's just going to wipe the product away. So I was just kind of patting it into the skin, but this is a lot. I would definitely recommend probably doing it in sections, just because, as I said, when I did it last week, it kind of, the green that I used around here dried very quickly. So I'm now gonna go in with the green of the palette. I would probably suggest just using kind of like a dry cotton pad and getting off any excess. I won't worry about completely cleaning the brush. But it's really easy to blend in, as you can see. Pigmentation, just putting it on my finger. It's very creamy. Now this only cost £6, which I was really impressed with. I love Makeup Revolution. If you guys have been here for a while, you would notice I do own a lot of Makeup Revolution. I do use it a lot in my videos, but I highly recommend this. Makeup Revolution, I mentioned in my birthday haul that it is only available in Superdrug, or obviously of course they're going to have their own website as well, but Superdrug is the only one that do it in the UK. I don't know whether or not, again, this is kind of more of a worldwide brand or not, but if I can find any more information I'll leave that down below. So I'm going to go in with the green just to kind of, as I said, counteract any redness. So as you can see, I suffer with redness around my jaw area like so. Kind of pressing it into the skin as I do it. Obviously any redness that's up here is from the actual colour corrector itself, so obviously I'm not going to need to go over that. I mean, my forehead I don't really suffer with in terms of redness. I do suffer under my nose area with redness. And just actually above my eyebrows and in between my eyebrows, I do suffer with a little bit of redness there for some reason. I'm just going to go in with this side. I mean, if it's easier, then probably leaving it until the end to blend may be easier for you. But if you kind of want it not to dry in places, I recommend obviously kind of going in one colour at a time, kind of blending it in. As you can see, like, if I can insert a clip of the other video that I didn't upload, I will kind of show you what I meant. I think with some of the different colours though, some of them do dry quicker than the others, because this is actually slightly kind of drying already around my ear here. You can't really see it, but I think because the different colours, they have different kind of ingredients in them, because obviously some of them are slightly more pigmented than others. I mean, the red's blended in really nicely, but as you can see from here, there's kind of this, the green's kind of left a mark. So I kind of would suggest just keep kind of blending it in and upwards to get rid of any of the marks. The red was definitely a lot easier to blend in. It blended into the skin a lot easier. Now with the green, again, I'm kind of trying to tap it in, but I'm also kind of trying to blend it as well, because obviously, as I said, the green for some reason isn't exactly the easiest to blend in. So I'm now going to go in with the foundation. This is the Bourjois Air Mat 24-hour foundation. I do own the City Radiance one, which looks like this. So it is basically it's just the pink version, if you like. But I really like the City Radiance. Now, City Radiance, I won't go into details, but it's a lot thinner consistency. It's a very minimal foundation if you kind of want it just to kind of even out any skin tones, and obviously more of an everyday, I would suggest this. But I picked this one up because I really did like the City Radiance, and this is just, obviously this is a matte version, but this is in Rose Ivory. This is number 1, this is the lightest shade they do. And again, most of these products, as I said, aren't exactly first impressions, but they are pretty close. So I'm just going to give this a quick shake. So it comes in this tube like so. The lid literally just twists off, as you can see. I would kind of recommend working in small areas first. So I'm actually going to go back in with my used spicy brush, the one that I used to blend in all my colour corrector. It sounds really bad, but I don't want to use my brushes unless I have to. I know this is going to be a first impression. So I've just applied this back onto my brush. Okay, so straight away, this is, I don't know actually, it looks quite dark when you first apply it compared to my actual skin colour. It looks a lot lighter actually on camera than it is in real life. Yeah, when you first apply it, it definitely looks a lot darker, but I think when you blend it in, it kind of works well, because the reason I went for this colour was, this is the colour I have in City Radiance, which is Rose Ivory or Ivory Rose, whichever way it is, and I picked up the exact same shade because obviously I am so fair. I wanted to stick with one of the lighter shades. I don't know how many shades they do with this. I believe they only do maybe 4 or 5. I would say they are quite universal. I mean, this colour you could probably get away with using on a good couple of different skin tones. So I don't know whether or not they do a darker, like more of, the darker skin tones. I don't know if they do foundations that match that. If I can find, like, as I said, any more information, and if I can find out how many shades are in these ranges, I will leave them down below. I probably wouldn't suggest building this foundation up an awful lot, just because even with one layer, obviously if you're not going to use like colour corrector underneath or a cream product underneath, it probably won't be too bad. But because this is a thicker formula and it's slightly powdery, if that makes any sense, when you apply it, it's not overly sticky when you feel it. But I probably, with this foundation, wouldn't recommend using a moisturiser. Maybe if you want to use a moisturiser, I would probably, when you're done, just block any excess off, to kind of be left more with a dry canvas, if you like. So that's one side of my face done. Now it has actually made quite a big difference. It's definitely evened out all of my uneven skin tones. As I said, it's just slightly patchy around my nose area, but I do suffer with dry areas. I'm kind of normal to combination skin, so for me, I think a lot of matte foundations don't really agree with my face, just because obviously having certain areas that are more dry, certain areas that are more oilier, it doesn't always work with me. I mean, this foundation isn't bad, I do really like it. Probably, I don't know, I'd probably give it like maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not like wow. But if you're kind of wanting something, you know, for coming up to autumn and winter now, kind of more of an everyday foundation, I would suggest this. I wouldn't probably wear this as a going out foundation. If you want something that's slightly heavier, I would kind of recommend more. I have the Estee Lauder Futurist Aqua Brilliance foundation, or even the one that I used in my Get Ready With Me, which is my number 7 Lift and Illuminate. I would suggest probably something more like that. This isn't a full coverage. I would say this is probably, I'd say a medium, maybe like a high medium. But if you're wanting a very thick coverage, this probably isn't the one for you. In terms of having cream, corrector underneath and foundation, I probably wouldn't worry about putting a concealer on. But for the purpose of this video, bearing in mind this is a first impression, I'm going to go in with the Bourjois Healthy Mix Concealer. Now, I mentioned in my birthday haul that I used to have this, but I bought this in a very dark shade, almost as if I could contour with it because it was very dark. Obviously, it was ideal for more of, you know, your darker skins. But I picked this up in the right shade this time. This is Light Radiant. I do obviously know from before this is quite a thick consistency. You don't need a lot of it at all. I would say probably half a pea size, if that would do you. Just having that small bit on there, I think that's going to be too much on itself. But I'm going to go in with... Actually, I think I'm going to go in with my fingers on this one. So I'm just going to literally put a little bit on. Like, that would do. Like, you don't need a lot at all. I might blend one side in with a brush and one side over with my fingers and see the difference. So I'm going to go in with this side with my finger. I have just cleaned any excess off my finger. I'm curious to see how this blends with obviously having a colour corrector underneath. Because obviously, as I said, bearing in mind the foundation, I know that was matte. That didn't exactly blend in amazingly well with the colour corrector being underneath it. Concealer's done actually quite a nice job. I'm just going to actually go in though with the brush, just because I think where I've had so many products, it's kind of where my finger's sitting, it's causing lines on and where the concealer is. So I'm just going to kind of pat that in with the brush. I'm actually just going to do the other side with my fingers as well, because I think that works better. Because as I said, you're pushing the product in rather than kind of wiping it around. So any prices of these products I will find and link them down below. And I'll also see whether or not where I got these from, if they still have the offers on. I'm not going to worry about putting concealer anywhere else because I don't think I need it. But again, this is really good. I would probably recommend using these two together. If you're using more of a light foundation, I probably wouldn't recommend using this concealer just because it is quite thick. This is probably more of a going out or during the winter if you know you suffer with more darkness under the eyes. I would suggest using this. This probably isn't more of a summer concealer just because it is quite thick. So I'm gonna set my under eyes now, and I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Matte Maker. I've had this for ages. As you can see, I completely hit pan on it. I do really like this one. It's not overly expensive. I believe this is around £3.99 from Boots. And again, I don't really have a small brush for kind of under the eyes. I'm gonna just go in with the U Spicy. This is kind of more of an angled, fluffy eye brush, but I do use this to kind of set kind of areas that I can't get to as well. Set the whole of my face. Now this is this is a powder I've had for a while. This is by Estee Lauder. I haven't really shown you guys some of these products because I got them a little while ago and I didn't really think it was necessary to. I'm going to go in with the brush that I have already used. This is the Real Techniques Metal. I can tell you exactly what brush this is because I still have the packaging. This is the Arched Powder brush. This is in number 100. Now, this Estee Lauder powder, as I said, I won't go into details, but I would recommend using this powder more if you're going for a very light look. Because this is obviously coloured, this isn't translucent, this will kind of add to coverage. As you can see already, it's building up coverage. If you want to wear it on your own, I have worn it on my own a couple of times. I have worn it on its own a couple of times. I'm now going to go in with my Kat Von D Showing Light palette. Use the middle brown, and I'm actually also going to go in with the more kind of neutral brown. And I am going to use one of my new brushes. I'm going to go in with the flat contour brush. Now I'm really worried because I don't want to kind of ruin it because they're so nice. But as you can see, I kind of spoke a bit about them in my birthday haul. The one thing I didn't mention, with the rose gold, they have the pink gradients brush. The silver one it doesn't really have a gradient on it, and then the gold one has more of a yellow hue, as you can see. So that's what it looked like up close. So I'm going to go with the flat contour. I'm really excited to try this. So yeah, I'm actually going to go in with the neutral brown first rather than the warmer one because I'm thinking that'll be better for bronzing. So I'm just going to fill it out. Okay, so I've got some on my brush. I like it already. So with this palette, you don't need a lot anyway. A lot goes quite a long way. But no, I'm really impressed. So I'm going to go in and do the other side. They're really nice to hold as well. Bearing in mind they're not completely round either. I don't know if you noticed that. When you look at it at the end, it is triangular, if you like. It's got a triangular bottom to it, and it's actually square. As you can see, like all the different lines on it, so it is completely different to the other ones. It's so comfy to hold as well. It's not kind of awkward at all when you're holding the brush. So I'm gonna kind of bring it up onto my forehead. And obviously, if you kind of you don't want it as pigmented, if you like, I would suggest holding further away to have more of a lighter hand. Whereas obviously if you want kind of more of I'm kind of using it around there. So I'm putting a fair amount on it, but it's not going to be ridiculously overpowering. So I'm going to go in with my Max Factor Cream Puff Blush. Now, not all of these products that I'm showing you are obviously first impression, because I didn't buy a new blush, I didn't really buy certain products. So I'm going to I don't need a lot of this product because it is very pigmented. As you can see, it's already left. It's going to do a very light hand, so I'm going to start from the bottom. Ooh. I like this a lot. It's really nice. As I said, obviously if you kind of want more pigmentation, obviously kind of go further up and kind of dip it in your blush a little bit more, but for a kind of more of a natural flush, I think that's pretty much all you need. So a couple of taps in, just tap the excess off. I really like it. It's really nice. So I'm now going to go in with highlight, and I'm going to leave my eyes till last. So again, these are 2 new products that I bought. These were in my haul. I'm going to go in with the Natural Collection highlighting stick first. I already swatched this the other day on my hand, and it's gorgeous. Considering the price now, these are $1.99 each, and the pigmentation is awesome. For $1.99, they're not the best, but they're no by far the worst. I was expecting it to be really bad, like the pigmentation was going to be awful. I'm going to try and sweep it up, but I don't want all my foundation to come off. So I'm going to hold my face. Ooh, it's pretty. I was going to slightly blend it with my finger. Probably won't do much, me blending it in. Because I wouldn't say it's very easy to blend, especially having foundation on and powder as well. But I would personally put this as a primer underneath a powdered highlighter, and I also got a powdered one. Now when I swatched this on my hand last week, I was very disappointed. I was expecting it to be a lot more kind of glittery, give more of a shine to it, and it's not like that at all. This has no flecks of glitter in it whatsoever, but it's very pretty it's very subtle when you kind of put these two together. So that's what I'm going to do today. So this is the Makeup Revolution Strobe Highlighter. This is the Vivid Baked Highlighter in Everglow Light. So I'm going to, I'm actually going to go in with one of the eye brushes from the Real Techniques, the oval shadow brush. I know obviously it's for eyes, but I haven't actually got a highlighting brush at the moment, so I'm just gonna use this one instead. So I'm just gonna so it's a lot more pigmented when you use it with the cream or a cream highlighter. I probably wouldn't use this on its own, I'm not gonna lie, just because it isn't very pigmented at all. I will swatch on the back of my hand for you in a sec. It's okay, but if you're after something, you know, a bit more thing, you know, something that's going to stand out, I probably wouldn't recommend it. So I'm going to go in with my W7 in the City palette. This has been used so much. I've hit pan on 2 of my colours now. I love this palette so much. This is probably one of my ultimate favourites. So I'm going to do my eyebrows quickly first. So I'm just going to go in with my Duo Angled and Spoolie brush. Again, I don't have a different brush, so I'm just going to use this one. I'm now going to go in with another one of the products I got for my birthday haul. I have tried this and I already love it. There's a couple of items I have tried already just because I couldn't wait. This is the RImmel Brow This Way styling gel. This is just a clear version. So it comes in a small little tube like this, and it's got a mascara wand. It's pretty standard, to be honest. For the price, I would definitely recommend this. This is something you must have. It's a must have in your in your makeup bag. Now this was only £3.99. Now I've never used a brow gel before because I've always wanted to try some of the Benefit brow, I think it's a browsing products I've only just recently brought out, but Benefit are so expensive, and I kind of wanted to try a normal styling gel first to see kind of how I got on, whether or not, you know, I'd actually think it's worth the money. So I picked this up, and I have to say this is probably gonna have to be one of my staple makeup products. So I'm going to go back in with my W7 in the City, and I'm going to go in and I'm just going to put a little bit of kind of colour on my eyelids. I'm going to go back in with the shadow brush I use for the highlighter. I'm going to just go in with the two lightest shades. Don't want anything over the top. Yeah, this is so nice. These brushes are so... as I said, I wouldn't say they're worth the money, but they are amazing. I'm not going to put like a liquid liner on because I didn't buy a new one and I haven't really got much left of my other one. So I'm going to go in with this one first. So this is the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Drama. I really like the packaging. So you've got a pink and red tube with the black bit in the middle. So that is how it opens. Twists off from the red cap. It's really nice, really long wand, which is what I like. You haven't got too much kind of faff going around as a handle. But yeah, this is in very black. So this is going to be, I think, my new favourite. I love it already. Yeah, my favourite already. My favourite by far is my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, but I think this probably just ever so slightly chopped it. This isn't over expensive. I think this was probably around, I think this is about £9, £8, £9. But yeah, I love it already. What I find is one of my eyelids, like my lashes always go really nicely, but the other kind of doesn't ever behave. My lashes on my other eye never behave. And for me, this eye's always fine, but my left eye is always the one that for me just never kind of wants to cooperate. But it's actually completely evening them out. So you can't tell there's any difference. I'm gonna go in with my RImmel Lash Accelerator Endless Mascara. I've had this for a while. You guys kind of know about it already, I've mentioned it. So I'm just gonna coat this on my bottom lashes. But I'm just gonna go in with one of my favourite lipsticks. This is number 7 Moisture Drench lipstick in 60 Chic or Chic. But this is just a gorgeous everyday kind of pinky nudie mauve colour. So that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is going to be a very long video. And I have to edit it down as well, so I've got the joy of that to come. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed it, please leave it a like. If there's any other makeup looks you want me to do, please let me know. But out of all the products that I got, I think my 2 favourites have to be the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Drama Mascara and the Brow This Way styling gel. As I said, any of these products I will link down below. I will also try and find if they have any other shades in their range, especially the foundation and concealer. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed it, please leave it a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!